We won't. Thank you. Good evening. Welcome to the Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting for the City of Hendersonville, Tennessee. This is March 8th, 2022. It is a few seconds after 7 p.m. We're going to begin our meeting as we typically do, and that's with a prayer and a pledge. And tonight, providing the prayer is Daniel Rogers. He's the Minister of Community Outreach at First Baptist Church, Hendersonville. Daniel, we appreciate you being here, but we also very much appreciate what First Baptist Church, Hendersonville does for our community, doing for our community. I think approximately 80 years. Pretty close. So please go ahead.
Dear Heavenly Father, God, I just thank you for the opportunity to be here tonight. Lord, I thank you for these leaders in our community. Lord, I thank you that we have the opportunity to meet in this way and just to lead our city and our community in this way. And God, I pray tonight just for wisdom and for clarity. Lord, I pray that you would give them direction as they lead, as they represent the people of our community and make choices for the people of our community. God, I pray that they would seek to do that in a way that not only honors the people of our community, but also honors you. It's in your sweet and holy name I pray. Amen.
Appreciate that. Again, that was Daniel Rogers. He's the Minister of Community Outreach at First Baptist Church, Hendersonville. We appreciate that. Please join me for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. I'm going to entertain a motion to accept our agenda. We have a motion from Alderman Hayes, I think that was? Yes. From Alderman Hayes. And, and a second from... Thank you, Alderman Waters. It was second from Alderman Waters to accept the agenda as was provided to you in your packets. Any discussion? Jason, you ready for the buttons? All those in favor of approving the agenda, accepting the agenda that was provided to you earlier, please signify by hitting the green button. Those opposed, hit the red one. That passes unanimously. Now we have presentations. We have two tonight. First one is going to come from Kathleen Hawkins. She is a proud president of the Hendersonville Area Chamber of Commerce. She's going to tell us a little bit about the Hendersonville is Hiring event. We approved that. We approved the city's participation in that just a couple weeks ago. And I think she's going to tell you how beneficial and how well it's been going already. So, Kathleen.
Yes, I'm super excited. Thank you so much again for your support with this event, this initiative. I can tell you that we have distributed 150 yard signs, 150 easel backs in 8x10 and 5x7, and 300 window decals. So we are printing another round. So I'm excited. I'm starting to see them everywhere. I can tell you that a lot of people are also having their own custom signs with a QR code that goes directly to their business. But what I'm most excited to share with you, the biggest call to action is this QR code that you're seeing everywhere is actually taking people to hendersonvilleishiring.com, which is a page that is a side page of one of our website, our Hendersonville Chamber website. And in that, since March 1st, so I pulled the report today. This morning we had a report that was given and we were at about 400 visits from that. But I pulled a report from March 1st to today, right before I walked out the office door, or out of the office, and it was 1,569 sessions that went to hendersonvilleishiring.com. 3,757 job clicks. So that's good. That means people are going to it, people are looking at the jobs, and they're actually viewing the positions. 47 posts have been posted since we launched this campaign. And what I'm most excited about, we have companies like the Goddard School, companies like Aladdin, Melosi, City Hall, or City of Hendersonville, which is exciting. They have used this site before, but for the first time we have engagement from businesses like Michael's, Popeyes, Five Below, even the Tennessee Department of Corrections. So we're having engagement from other companies as well. And we just started radio commercials this week. We've just started billboard campaigns this week. And then we have internet-based television commercials that are launching towards the end of this week that will run through the end of March. So all of those numbers, I think you'll see, will continue to rise. But I think the biggest thing that I can share with you, we had 3 area business council meetings. Thank you so much for attending, Alderman. We had one in Glenbrook, one at Someone's in the Kitchen for the East Main area or West Main area, and then we had one at Streets of Indian Lakes. We had over 200 businesses attend those events collectively, and their response at us doing something collectively to help them was great. I mean, they were very, very positive. They were very appreciative and very thankful. So thank you very much for your support. Continue to share this and encourage people to participate, and we will continue to get them whatever supplies that they need complimentary. Any questions?
Any questions for Kathleen? Appreciate you taking this and running with it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
For your support.
Next, we have Julie White. She is the Executive Director. I think I said it. Is that correct, Julie? CEO of the Senior Citizens of Hendersonville. And she's going to tell you a little bit about something that's coming up that all of us will be in.
Thank you for having me this evening. On your desk in front of you, I put a flyer to remind you all of what Friday is. It's not just March the 11th, but it is the annual Hendersonville Chili Cook-Off. We have not been able to host this in 2 years, thanks to the lovely pandemic that we all got through. And I'm really pleased. Jamie has agreed, our mayor has agreed to be a chili judge, as has our fire chief. And I just informed them both that we have 20 entrants. We might have even more, so we still have a few days to go. So I told them I would have the Tums on the table for them. But this is really important to help with the programming of what we do for our seniors. We received a check from Rotary last week for their help with what we do. And one of my past presidents of my board spoke, Leslie Garrett Stevens, and she talked about what the senior center is. And she asked people to raise their hands if they'd ever been. And 90% of the room had never been in the doors. And she said, I encourage you to go, and I encourage all of you to come, because it's your city, it's your senior center, and if you're over 50, I'll give you an application, because the government says you're a senior at 50. So, but she talked about why people come there, and it's because of the camaraderie that they have when they come there, the people that they meet. You all know better than anyone the influx of people that we have coming into our city. The people, the 35 and 40-somethings that are bringing their parents or even their grandparents or great aunts and uncles, and they have to have somewhere for these folks to recreate. And a lot of older people don't like going to big gyms and the Y and places like that. Not that they're bad, but that's not their cup of tea. And Leslie talked about the safety net that we provide for our seniors, and that's my job, and I take it very seriously. And I just encourage you guys to come and visit us. I really would love to see each and every one of you come between 11 and 2 on Friday and just have fun. You have to eat someplace, so why don't you come eat with us? And it helps our organization. Like I said, we have 20 chili entries, and we have already raised over $5,000 in sponsorship money. So the rest of it's just kind of free money the way I look at it, and we're really looking forward to it. And one other thing, I can't speak tonight, I'm sorry. I do have tickets. They will be at our front desk. They're $5. You get your chili, you get all the fixings, a drink, and a dessert. So where can you get a good meal like that for $5? Nowhere. But on what Kathleen said about Hendersonville is hiring, I'm sure you saw our dilapidated sign that we put up, our banner. The wind blew it over. Literally, we put it up and it was up for less than 24 hours. And it was like this today, and I've got to get it fixed tomorrow. But we've already had 7 calls off of that banner. We have on the bottom of ours that says volunteers needed. And we need volunteers to help at our front desk. We're open from 9 to 4, Monday through Thursday, and we close at 3 on Friday, and we split the day between 2 people. And they are that friendly face that you see when you walk in the door, and they help answer questions. They give tours of the building. They talk about what we do for our seniors. And if you all know of anyone, and I know this is televised, so that's the reason I wanted to say this, so many people can hear it. We really need you. COVID really took a lot of our volunteers away, and they found other things to do by now, and we really need to get some more folks back in there. So I would encourage each of you to reach out to someone you might know who may not have something to do during the day. It could be a soccer mom or a soccer dad, stay-at-home parent, someone maybe that homeschools their children, and they want to come up and they want to spend, a couple, 3 or 4 hours with us. We would love it. So thank you all for your help with everything we do and for your support of the Senior Center.
Thank you, Julie. Appreciate that. Oh, any questions for Julie? I'm sorry, Julie, please don't run away yet. I'm sorry. Alderman Robertson.
Yes, I'd like to thank Russ Edwards, Alderman Edwards. He's one of the major sponsors of this.
He
and I'd
was
like
my
to thank
first.
him. First sponsor.
Very first sponsor.
So thank you, Alderman Edwards. And Julie, I know with COVID, how has the fundraising gone on at the center? What's the status of your fundraising efforts?
Well, you guys have heard me say this before. We lost $70,000 in revenue over a 1.5-year period of time. We had a golf tournament last year, and we made $6,000. We have had little fundraisers here and there. We've got some ideas to do something big, and we've got something that's really going to be coming up in the summer that's going to be really big. And I don't want to let the cat out of the bag yet, but it's going to be really big for Hendersonville, and it's going to be great for the Senior Center. That is fundraising. Our budget is around $170,000. And thankfully, we get $15,000 from Hendersonville, we get $16,000 from Sumner County, and we get $31,000 from between the state and the federal government. And the rest of it, we have to make all on our own. And in this climate, it's very difficult because people are holding on to their money because they don't know what's going to go on and they don't know what's going to happen. And it's difficult. I'd rather you tell me no than you go, well, I don't know, because I can move on to the next. But fundraising has been difficult, but we're not going to quit. We're not going to stop because we've got these precious seniors that depend on us to do what we do. And I hope that answered your question. Steve, you had a question?
Alderman Waters is next.
Yes, as a country picker, are you going to have any entertainment?
Well, we will probably have some music played. We don't have anyone that's volunteered to come and pick and grin, unless you want to.
We'll talk about that.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. That's all. Thank you.
Alderman Waters, thank you. Alderman Brown.
I have a contest question. I've been over there before. Remember different levels or all your chilies? Hot level, not so hot level, extremely hot, blazing saddles level.
We have mild, medium, and off the charts.
Mild, medium, off the charts, and chicken chili.
He's trying to tell me that there's no such thing as chicken chili, that
Thank you, Mayor.
chicken does not go in chili. I beg to differ, but, and yes, we have some really good entries this time. We've got venison. We've got a sweet and spicy chili. We have a couple of different kinds of chicken chili. One is a creamy, thick chili, and one is not so. And we've got several other kinds of, some of the ingredients that people are telling me that they're putting in their chili, I'm going, I don't know if that's going to taste good or not. But I'll let y'all be the judge of that. So, and one more thing I wanted to say. You guys know, this was Pat's favorite thing in the whole wide world every year. He looked forward to this. He entered it every time, and he always won in one of the categories. So I might throw down a challenge to you guys that you want to enter the contest, and maybe in Pat's name, or a couple of you want to get together, and whoever makes the best chili, y'all put it together, and you guys come and do it. I think he would smile down on us knowing that we remembered him on this day.
Alderman Peterson.
Thank you. Did you say Are tickets available online or at the door?
They're at the door. We don't have them online, but they are available at the door. And, or you can come in, you can drop by there at the front desk anytime. I'm sorry? Or, yes, I do have them in my little hands. So if they're $5, if anyone would like one, I will gladly make that available to you.
Thank you for what you do.
Well, thank you. Thank you all.
Alderman Peterson, thank you. Julie, thank you so much. Next, we have public hearing. We have none. Then minutes. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes as provided to you for the February 22nd, 2022 meeting. We have a motion from Alderman Waters, I believe that was, and a second from Alderman Peterson. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving the minutes that were provided to you in your packet, please signify by hitting the green button. Those opposed, hit the red one. We have one abstention, and that is Alderman Petrelli. That passes 12-0 with the one abstention. Appreciate that. Yes. Okay. Okay, so what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to announce that we have two abstentions. That's Alderman Petrelli and Alderman Skidmore, and we have 11 people voting in favor. Next, we have citizen comments. We have none. And consent agenda, we have nothing on the consent agenda. Now we're down to ordinances and resolutions. And the first one is first reading of ordinance 2022-06. This is an ordinance granting to Cumberland Connect a franchise for cable television services, subject to the terms set forth herein. Alderman Robertson. We have a motion from Alderman Robertson and a second from Alderman Waters. Any discussion on this? Alderman Peterson.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. In the packet, it mentions that there's a 5% franchise fee that Cumberland Connect will be forwarding toward the city. I just had a question. Do we charge a franchise fee to any of the other cable providers in Hendersonville?
We do, but to get specifics on which ones we receive a franchise fee and which ones we don't, I'm going to ask Jess. You want to take that one? It's probably more of a Robert question, or Alderman Robertson.
Yeah, under state law, they have to pay a franchise fee.
Hold on just a second.
I don't know how much they pay, but they are required to pay a franchise.
We do account for franchise fees in our budget, and we currently do get franchise fees from, I don't know the total number of companies, but we do franchise fees already.
Are they charged 5% like Cumberland Connect?
I don't know.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
5%. It's prescribed by statute.
All right. That answers my question. Thank you.
Alderman Peterson, Alderman Robertson, Jesse, thank you for your help. Any other discussion? Oh, hold on here. You're good. Okay. All those in favor of first reading ordinance 2022-06 signify by hitting the green button. Those opposed, please hit the red one. That passes unanimously. Thank you. Now we have reading of resolution 2022-13. This is a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement for dedication of easements for the Hendersonville Utility District. I so move. A second from Alderman Waters. Any discussion on that? Alderman Cunningham.
Thank you, Mayor. It says West Main Street. I don't know what the old Trailway Drive area is. I'm not familiar with that.
Keith,
Where is that located?
Is that Keith or is that Jesse? Oh, that's Sarah. Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah, so that's an area behind 751 is where they're asking for this easement, 751 West Main Street. And it was, I can't remember exactly what year that was initially platted, but portions of it have been abandoned behind some of the other properties. We never did, to my knowledge, ever build a roadway there, but there are portions of certain parcels that are still right-of-way.
So 751, is that on the, is that between West Main Street and Rockland Road?
It's next to the Enterprise. I can't remember now.
Okay, so
Right
it's on
offhand.
that side of
Yes,
West.
that's
Okay,
correct.
I couldn't visualize. I mean, I was
Sure.
looking at the map and looking at the map, and I just.
It's difficult to
I'm
tell
a
from
really
there.
bad map reader.
It's between 31E and the railroad track, close to the
Okay,
railroad track.
all right,
Yes.
I got the visual.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
we're going to put sewer lines up there?
Yes, they're doing a sewer line extension.
Okay.
Yes.
So will that whole area then have sewer? Be able, or is that just a piece of it?
I would imagine that's just a piece, but I'm not 100% certain on
They're
that.
getting close to that whole area.
Yeah, because that was a,
Yeah, a lot of rock over there.
okay, well, we're heading in the right direction. Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mayor.
Alderman Cunningham, thank you. Alderman Peterson.
Thank you. Ms. Locke?
Yes.
Is this property just for water and sewer lines, or are they going to be adding a sewer pump or a sewer system?
At this time, it's just for sewer line extension.
Okay. Thank you. That's all I needed.
You're welcome.
Alderman Peterson, thank you. Sarah, appreciate your help there.
No problem.
All those in favor of Resolution 2022-13, please signify by pressing the green button. Those opposed, please press the red one. That passes unanimously. Thank you. Now we have Resolution 2022-14. This is a resolution to approve the Glenbrook South Final Development Plan and to add the list of permitted uses. Alderman Peterson.
So moved.
Thank you. We have a motion from Alderman Peterson, a second from Alderman Cunningham. Any discussion on this? Alderman Robertson.
Thank you, Ms. Locke. Question. Ms. Locke, I've had a couple of constituents from Ward 6 raise some concern about possibly adding more water to the creek that goes through Glen Oaks and in the Wessington area. That area is already floodplain and has a lot of flooding issues. And so what can I tell those constituents about this project and the potential of additional flooding? What can I tell them?
Sure. So we don't have a site plan yet. This is FDP, of course, but preliminarily, they are showing detention on their site, and that is to mitigate any increase in the peak flows, mitigate the effect of flooding on downstream properties. But once we go through site plan, they will provide drainage report calculations to verify that they'll be mitigating that increase.
So are there regulations or standards that have like a zero water emission standard from a new development that it can't put any more into any creeks than is already going into it?
The standard is that the post-development peak runoff for certain design storms must be less or equal to the pre-developed. So they will need to detain in order the peak runoff from those design storms, and then it'll give it time to release slowly so it does not flood downstream properties.
Okay, so I can tell anybody concerned that this will not add to any flooding concerns.
It should not, yes, sir.
It should not. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
You're
That's all.
welcome.
Alderman Robertson, thank you. Alderman Peterson.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to make a note that the Planning Commission removed car lots from both of these lots as permitted uses. I know the lot's been divided into two. One side's Costco, the other side is for potential business office in the future, but car lots will not be allowed. Thank you.
Alderman Peterson, thank you for your help on that. Alderman Waters.
Thank you, Mayor. I tell you, I come away from the General Committee tonight, I was excited. In all my years here on the board, this has made my day. This is great. I'm just excited. I'm just thinking about a great commercial merchant coming to our city. Not only a partner, excuse me, not only a partner, but a valuable asset with the property and sales tax, but also a local employer that would have employment for our local citizens. Now, I'm not going to repeat how many they said it's going to hire, but they are going to hire some people. But that's going to be a golden opportunity for our citizens to have a place to work without going to other locations. I do have a question for Keith, Mayor, if I may.
Sure.
Keith, on page, excuse me, on 47, under discussions, I'll just hit part of it here. Removal of car wash and new vehicle sales from the proposed plan. As I look at the resolution, that's not mentioned. Does that make a difference that we're going to vote on something that's not in here?
Yeah, I think it's okay. Originally, in their request, they had car wash in there, and they removed that shortly after they had submitted it, prior to it going to the Planning Commission. And that was just to note that. Also, the use of car lots was allowed on that front portion, but the Planning Commission requested that be removed. But I think we're okay with you approving the final development plan as recommended by the Planning Commission. Then I think everything should be covered on the appropriate.
Is it okay, Mayor? Is it, or voting on something like that?
It is.
It is? Just want to be sure.
Yes.
I can't think of a better resolution that I'm going to vote yes on it since I've been up here. So I yield back, Mayor, and I hope everybody votes for it. Thank you.
Alderman Waters, thank you. Alderman Cunningham.
Thank you, Mayor. As one of the aldermen that represent Ward 3, Costco will be located in Ward 3, and we're ecstatic that we're going to get this retailer here in our city. So I want to welcome you to Hendersonville, and you have the city's support. Thank you.
Alderman Cunningham, thank you. Anybody else wishing to participate in the discussion? Alderman Robertson.
Comment. I want to thank the mayor and the staff in their negotiations, bringing this forward, and that the city is not having to provide any tax incentives. So it was a very good job negotiating. There was some give and take on both sides. And I think this is an excellent example of government and private sector working together. And to the staff and mayor, thank you for your efforts.
Very welcome. Thank you, Alderman Robertson. All those in favor of approving Resolution 2022-14, please signify by pressing the green button. Those opposed, please press the red one. That passes unanimously. Thank you all. Now we're on to other agenda items. You'll see that the items numbered 4 through 11, we plan to vote on them as a group. Does anybody? I'll entertain a motion to remove any of those from the group. You want to pull somebody else? Okay. So we have a motion from Alderman Cunningham to remove number 6 and vote on that individually. Do we have a second on that? Alderman. Let's see. That was Alderman Collins. Thank you. Any discussion on removing that item from the group? Okay, so all those in favor of removing item 6 from the group, please signify by hitting the green button. Those opposed, please hit the red one. We're not quite ready? We will still vote on that item if it's removed from the group. This is a question of whether to remove one from the group. So go ahead. That passes 7-5. The folks who voted for it, Alderman Petrelli, Alderman Edwards, Alderman Cunningham, Alderman Brown, Alderman Hayes, Alderman Collins, Alderman Robertson. The folks who voted against it, Alderman Dixon, myself, Alderman Phillips, Alderman Peterson, Alderman Skidmore. So let's go ahead and vote on the items in a group minus item number 6. So that's the appointment. I'll entertain a motion to remove anybody else from the group. You know, I didn't think I read it. Jason, can you back up for us? Hold on just a second. What do I need to do?
I'd have to pull the report. We can vote again.
Okay.
On the removal of item 6 from.
Okay, let's do that again just to make sure we had it correct. Let's remove item 6 from the group. All those in favor of removing item 6, press the green button. Those opposed, press the red one. Alderman Waters, we may have missed you. Huh? Yeah, it was only 12. There we go. Okay. So those voting yes, Alderman Robertson, Alderman Collins, Alderman Hayes, Alderman Brown, Alderman Cunningham, Alderman Edwards, and Alderman Petrelli. Those voting no, Alderman Skidmore, Alderman Peterson, Alderman Phillips, myself, Alderman Dixon, Alderman Waters. Thank you. I'll entertain a motion to remove anybody else from the group. Alderman Edwards.
On item number 12, don't we have to nominate somebody?
We do. Item 12 is not included in the group.
Okay. Oh, so you got 4 through 11. I guess I should have read.
Okay. So, hearing no other motions about removing an item from the group, I'm going to entertain a motion that we approve appointing Rachel Appleton McCauley to the ADA Board, Barbara Brennan to the ADA Board, Brad McKenzie to the ADA Board, Mike Stanton to the ADA Board, Rick Murray to the Arts Council, Jennifer Finland to Beautiful Hendersonville Committee, and Steve Gregory to the Citizens Stormwater Appeals Board. I need a motion. We have a motion from Alderman Robertson and a second from Alderman Waters, I believe that was. Thank you. All those in favor of appointing those folks in items 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, please signify by pressing the green button. Those opposed, please press the red one. Okay, that passes unanimously. Now I'm going to entertain a motion to reappoint Craig Garton to the ADA Board. We have a motion from Alderman Robertson and a second from Alderman Waters. All those in favor of reappointing Craig Garton to the ADA Board, please signify by pressing the green button. Those opposed, please press the red one. That passes with 9 yeses, 3 abstentions, and 1 no. The yeses are Alderman Robertson, Alderman Waters, Alderman Dixon, Alderman Brown, myself, Alderman Edwards, Alderman Phillips, Alderman Peterson, Alderman Skidmore. Those abstaining, Alderman Petrelli, Alderman Hayes, and Alderman Collins, and Alderman Cunningham votes no. That passes with majority vote. Next, we have item 12. We do not have a current board liaison for the Facilities Naming Committee. I believe all of us up here have a liaison appointment right now, except for one of us. And I didn't want to just assume that that was what we wanted to do. We have the opportunity, if somebody would like to move to a different committee, move to this committee, and then open up a vacancy on the committee or the board they're on, we would have to vote on that. Alderman Brown.
Thank you, Mayor. We actually need 2 liaisons, starting Beautiful Henderson. We're done. We've got others.
Okay.
Somebody's going to double dip.
Is there anybody who was appointed to Beautiful Henderson back a year and a half ago? So where are you now? Oh, okay, now you're personnel liaison? Oh, that sounds like you just walked into a volunteer role.
No.
Feel free.
We do have a few folks up here that have liaisonships that meeting. I think that's what she just said, along with a couple others. Have a meeting every, I can withdraw mine. Put up.
Alderman Skidmore, would you like to be the board liaison to the facilities name?
I was probably the last one, my meeting, we disbanded, and I thought I was going to be scot-free, but if I said no, it wouldn't be right. So if you all need somebody, I'll do it.
Sounds like a motion from Alderman Skidmore. Have a motion from Alderman Skidmore, a second from Alderman Robertson. Any discussion on this? All those in favor of appointing Alderman Skidmore to be liaison of Facilities Naming Committee, please signify by pressing the green button. Those opposed, please press the red one. That passes unanimously. What I'll do, Alderman Brown, between now and the next meeting is I'll send out some feelers, probably an email to some folks. Go from there. Thank you, Alderman Skidmore. Thank you all for your help on that. Now we have brief committee reports. Chairman Brown, General Committee.
We voted on my report back early on. Costco's coming. That's my report.
Alderman Petrelli, Public Safety. Thank you, Chairman Brown.
Thank you, Mayor. So here's the update on the bid schedule regarding the new fire station. On Thursday, the 3rd through the 10th, it's going to be in the newspaper, advertisement, and issue to plans rooms. Tuesday, 3/22 is the pre-bid meeting at 10 a.m. Thursday, 3/24 is bid meeting 2 p.m. Thursday, 3/31, last day for questions, and Monday, April 4th, last addendum if required. The bid opening will be on Thursday, April 7th at 2 p.m. Also, stay tuned, but we are finally going to have a dedication for station number 2. COVID kind of got in the way here and there over the last 2 years, but we want to celebrate that brand new facility. Thank you, Mayor.
Chairman Petrelli, thank you for that. Planning Commission, Alderman Peterson. Here we go.
Thank you, Mayor. The Planning Commission met on Tuesday, March 1st, and we approved the following final plats: Savannah, Phase 8, Section 2, and final plat for the villages of Stony Brook, Sections 1, Phase 5C, and the villages of Stony Brook, Sections 1, Phase 5D. All three of those were final plats. And the Commission recommended approval of the final development plan for Costco, which is for general retail trade and accessory uses of a fuel center and wholesale sales. And the Planning Commission also approved the final site plans for the Highlight, which is a food venue facility on Main Street. And also we approved the site plan for Rhythm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, which is moving to Main Street. And we deferred the following site plan, and forgive me for not knowing how to say this, Salami, Tennessee, sorry. It's a medical office also on Main Street, and they have deferred until our next meeting. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Alderman Peterson. Jesse, our Chief of Operations.
Thank you. I'll keep this short. We have a new city engineer with us now. Stephen Winsenreed started this week, so we will send out an email to everyone just to introduce him and his credentials to you, so be on the lookout for that. And then by the time we meet next BOMA meeting, our Director of Administrative Services will be on board too, so we welcome both those positions being filled, and we're actively recruiting for some other positions that are empty at City Hall. And we will have Trash Workshop number 2 coming up. We held our first trash workshop. We talked about the contract. Workshop number 2. We'll consider options to improve trash service, so you'll get an email from me on a date, and we'll post that on our website when we have that workshop as well. That concludes my report.
Any questions for Jesse? Alderman Collins.
Have we made any progress in hiring any codes?
Yeah, Codes is fully staffed, so
Oh, okay.
yeah, we did.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman Collins. Thank you, Jesse. You've got my report in writing. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. We have a motion from Alderman Hayes to adjourn and a second from Alderman Phillips. All those in favor, please signify by pressing the green button. Those opposed, please press the red one. I need y'all to press the buttons. Need y'all to press the buttons. Who are we missing? Oh, there we go. That passed unanimously. We're adjourned. Thank you all. Thank you, Jason.